So I want to actually address a few things, and we actually saw this video pop up not too long ago, and I want to actually go over this video because this was actually a fun video, and I have some issues with it, and I have some things that I agree with this video, but yeah, let's actually address this video, and then we can actually come back out and just like have some conversation afterwards. So let's go. This video contains material not suitable for all ages. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay.
breadtube, a loose and informal group of online content creators who create video content, including video essays and live streams, from socialist, social democratic, communist, anarchist,
For Megatrain. Maybe I'd
1. Wing perspectives. I've been covering some of the antics from breadtube over the past year, and I think now is the perfect time I do one big video going over my issues with these people. 6 issues to be exact, starting with 1. They're fake nice guys.
So this man, forgot what his name is, Roz Media. He has an issue with breadtube. Let's see if like I have some of the same issues with the people that I see in breadtube, where we differ, where we we agree with, some things that may be parallel but not exactly, you know, intersecting. Let's have that conversation. The first thing, yeah, a lot of these cats are just they pretend to be nice guys, but they not. They're nice guys to their chat, and even the ones that quote unquote are jerks or assholes, they still try to be. Well, I'm part of the group, and so I got to be nice to you. Where they're just generally miserable people. But let's go.
A lot of these breadtubers build a persona revolving around them being
Speaking of just a miserable person, yeah, no, this is Noah Sampson is just he tries to be nice, but you can tell this is a facade. Well, intelligent people can tell it's a facade. But let's go.
wholesome and empathetic to those around them. However, there are many times that the mask slips, and their true colors come out. Many are just as hateful as the people they criticize.
Now, Big Joe, I wouldn't say he's a fake nice guy, but to me, Big Joe, how do I say this without being super insulting? He seems a little bit, aloof. Not trying to be a nice guy, but just not insulting. And to some people, not being insulting is a nice guy. But it's just aloofism to me. But this guy, Zane from In Praise of Shadows, oh no, he's just a jerk. But let's go.
The difference is that they are much less self-aware and act two-faced. This also makes them morally inconsistent, which will be a common theme throughout this video. The most widespread example of this is how these creators align themselves with the body positivity movement, yet at every opportune moment, they'll make fun of someone's physical attributes. And I think it's fine to make fun of a public figure's appearance. My problem is the hypocrisy. My favorite case of this is with Jake Doolittle, who's made numerous videos on this topic.
So here's the thing. Now, you can insult somebody's appearance without being with being body positive. You can say, "Oh, this person looks this way," without saying that they're just without saying, "Oh, you're just nothing. You're lower than garbage because you look a specific way." And I think that nuance is lost with this particular argument because no, you can insult somebody's appearance without saying then they're not just trash. You can say, "Oh, look at this, this fat person right here," and say, "Oh, because you're a fat, you're just garbage and you have no self-discipline." No, you can just say it. That's a thing that you can actually do. All right, let's go.
He spends half of his Fatspo video criticizing a 16-year-old girl with an eating disorder for saying mean things about fat people. He could have literally picked anybody else, but okay. He then made a video.
So here's the thing, and I'm going to actually address that. Of course, most of these videos I haven't saw, but you can bully a bully. That's fine. But if you start saying that this person is talking about fat people, is just trash because they have an eating disorder, that's a different criticism than saying like, oh, this person is fat because they're a trash person. This is again something specifically different. I'm not caping either way. I don't mind insults because insults are fun, and I'm actually a leftist, but I never claim to be a nice guy. But it's just weird that you would go this. This is a weak argument, but let's go.
Video on Orange Peanut, a troll YouTuber who's made numerous videos goofing on fat acceptance TikTokers. This video from Jake ruffles some feathers, because many of his criticism of Peanut is just him making fun of his appearance and his stutter.
Like, I understand that this guy's accepting of his, I don't know, armpit bruises. I agree. Maybe he could tell us how he's so confident in his small build. What's it like being 5'1"?
Yes, I do. I've went through a bulk and a cut cycle. When I was bulking, I got very big because I ate a lot. And when
Why do you say yes they do like that?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I went through a bulk and a cut.
Okay, so here's the thing. If that was making fun of his argument, no, that's stupid. If he was saying that, he was mentally deficient because of the way he talks, again, that's stupid. But, like, that's something that you can actually do. Like, again, and maybe I'm just seeing it as a point of just like, no, I don't care about seeming to be a nice guy or anything like that. I just don't care. It's not something that bothers me in any kind of way of, oh, I need to pretend to be a nice guy. I don't care, but this doesn't seem like this is a point where it's now if you were saying that because he's a musclehead that he has no, intelligent points, okay, that's going there, but just random insults, it doesn't matter. But again, it's also bullying the bully. Look, I've headed on this channel where people have came at me just all types of crazy ways. You know what I do? I insult them back. I have fun with it. I have fun with it. That's okay. This is blood sports. This is the arena. Like, why are you having an issue? But let's go.
Making fun of my speech isn't very woke of you. It's not very politically correct. This is the exact same thing that Nick is not green did. He made fun of my stutter. I don't know why, but all these people who preach like acceptance, political correctness, wokeness, they do the same things at the end of the day.
Being acceptance of the fact that you may have a speech thing, like that's seriously like, no, you address for people when they have it. And no, it's not just making fun out of the blue. It's stupid. And even bullying the bully, sometimes you shouldn't touch certain things. But like, it has nothing to do with woke. It's just, again, if you want to say that these guys are just as cruel as the right wingers that they talk to, yeah, no, like that's my argument. I have that argument to say like, yo, some of these people on the left use some of the same tactics that they will, crap on right wingers for, of course. But come on now, this is the weakest argument. But let's go.
It's just they only do it when it benefits them and they know their audience is going to like it. Everybody is a piece of shit at the end of the day. It's just a matter of how.
As Peanut just said, Nick is Not Green did the same thing, while also discussing body positivity and acceptance.
I'm not forcing women to talk about anything, and as far as boobs go, we like boobs. We don't talk about them for 3 hours straight.
Both of these guys got ratioed in the comments, because their more normal fans hate it when they do this crap. Though Jake turned off.
Yeah, no, the thing about it is, some people on leftist spaces, they don't like insults. Which is weird because like they still insult people. I see it all the time, like until it's that one group that they feel insulting. Again, God, no, like this is weak arguments. They use insults so they can't be woke. No. Start talking about the stuff that you hear behind the scenes about them abusing their partners or actually being cruel to people that they care about. This is just weak sauce. All right, let's go.
Off the comments and edited out part of the video that made him look bad, that being the weird consent comment.
There's a possibility that you can't do certain things, like bench an unconsenting girl, right, Orange Peanut?
Huh? You want to repeat that one for me, Jake? We went from nice, lighthearted roasts about appearances and background and content to all of a sudden you're accusing me of not caring about consent of girls? What the fuck is wrong with you? No, genuinely.
Again,
Yeah, that's something that's weird. And like that's really, really weird to actually say. Unless you have, and one of the things that I hate that I see people on the left doing is accusing people of being pedos or stuff like that. And it's just like, do you have evidence of that? And then stop throwing around that insult, because people that's just not straight used to have the insult thrown on them all the time for no good reason. It's weird that the left is starting to do that now. But let's go.
there's that mask slip. Another prominent individual you'll see in this video is Ethan is Online, who does this shit all the time. He commonly mocks others' appearances despite pushing against that.
If I described to you a balding white man with a podcast who peaked in high school, you'd probably be able to perfectly capture exactly what this man looks like. Sorry to inject him into your head.
And so this is another thing that I dislike about people on the left. They throw around this whole thing about just, oh, they're white, so it's going to be a categorical insult. When you don't want it for other people. Stop. Be more creative with your insults. And like stuff like that is really, really stupid, because the moment somebody, and I'm not going to speak for anybody, the moment somebody that's categorizing me, put me in a category just because I'm black, I'm taking issue with that. Use a different insult. Use a more creative insult. But a lot of these people are just so lazy. All right, let's go.
Why does he look like that? Why are his eyes yellow like a Sith Lord? Why does he feel like he was built in Detroit Become Human?
Now, see, these are a little bit better insults. Not because, oh, he's white, because he looks like a freaking android. He looks like a soulless automaton. Again, not because he's white, because you can have automatons of different colors. But yeah, have better insults. If you're going to talk about somebody's appearance, have better insults. Oh God, this is a product of me growing up in the 90s. Let's go.
Who is this man? If he shaved everything but his mustache, he would look scary. He would look frightening. Beard is giving Easter Island silhouette.
Yeah, that's a creative insult. He looks like, the moon from the old McDonald's commercials. Like, yeah, that's a creative insult.
Yeah, he does look like it. Someone point out he looks like from his profile, he looks like a crescent moon.
Yet when his appearance is criticized, he throws a hissy fit.
Yeah. I'm a little overweight. I don't like how it feels.
So do something about it.
I am, asshole. It's really frustrating that your fucking audience keeps commenting that shit when I...
Why is it frustrating? You throwing around insults. My first response was like, I am. Remember that good 15 minutes I was giving to your mother last night when it was banging on the wall next to your room? Like, those are how you handle it. You don't go crying and weeping. Oh, they talk bad about me after they. No, either fire back or don't use the Okay. Let's go.
I do. I used
That's
to be
great.
heavier, dickhead. But it's you don't fucking change
Don't get
overnight.
aggressive on me, Ethan. Now you're the one getting mad.
You literally were just like, do something about it. Fuck off, asshole.
He is hurt by this insult, but throwing around this is childish. Okay, let's go.
It's mean. You're mean. When you talk about weight shit, you're mean, and I don't like it.
By the way, this dude flat out lied. He looked like this when he started YouTube. Noah Sampson is another breadtuber I've covered before, who's also made fun of people's appearances and mannerisms, but there are even bigger examples of this dude being two-faced. He definitely portrays himself as a calm, understanding individual, just sticking up for disenfranchised groups, but this moral high ground he stands on is just for show. On Twitter, he's made multiple death threats, though if asked...
Yeah, no, this idiot is... Oh, I'm soft. I'm a soft boy. I'm a small bean. But literally goes on tyrants and gets banned off of Twitter so much about how he wishing people would self-delete or how he wished some people would just be deleted. No, you can't do that and have... All right, let's go.
Asked, he'll just explain it as jokes, like they always do. First is after he lost a debate to Vosh, with him liking a tweet where someone wanted Vosh to be put down like a dog. Then, during the super mega drama, Noah wanted Chud Logic to be melted into a large cast iron cauldron. And by the way...
And only reason why, because literally, Chud Logic, who I take issues with some of his points, was literally just made him look like an idiot. Yeah, you want somebody unalive because they made you look like an idiot. And even though he's putting these, like literally, he's putting thumbnail bait on. Thumbnail bait on. And you mad about this? And see, you can even look at the string. This PDF file freak streaming like this should be rounded up and melted in a large cast iron cauldron. Why? Why does this even bother you? You had no particular point to mention this. And literally, the chick that had these allegations, she was shown to be a liar in her own video. We do actually have it where we don't dismiss women who claim to be assaulted. We don't just flat out dismiss them. We hear it, we find evidence for it, and then we proceed from there. But her story kind of was weird. And that's a whole different conversation about what people say consent is and when it's withdrawn. And it's a weird conversation. Not weird. I'm going to say nuance. It's a nuanced conversation that a lot of Zoomers and Gen Zs they don't know how to have because they've never been in a situation. So they think, oh, you are disappointed afterwards. So that's, in some cases, it may lead to feeling it's a weird nuanced conversation that I'm not going to have right now. But let's go.
Way, the pedophile part is borderline slander. Even Keffels and Xanderhall, who both hate Chud Logic, don't think Chud is a pedo.
Chud Logic and all, he is not a pedophile though. I am very familiar with the drama that happened where people tried to slander him as a pedo. I even spoke to him in private about that drama when it was going down and got like all the screenshots and info and everything. He's not a pedo.
Here's where I'll make a correction from the last time I talked about Noah. I stated that this tweet was what got him banned from Twitter, but what really got him banned was this tweet describing how he'd kill Elon Musk. This is the same guy making videos with this crappy bisexual lighting, ironically wearing maid outfits by the way. These guys don't fool me, they're fake nice guys who take advantage of their viewers, leading us to our next point. 2. They weaponize their audience. I've seen...
Oh, this is a point where I'm going to have to disagree with you. All right. So, why do you say that I disagree with? Unless he's going to come up with evidence. Like, I admit that they're fake nice guys. The stronger evidence about how they will use some of the same tactics that the right will use. And they say the right is bad, but they use some of the same tactics. You can actually agree to that. I can actually agree with that. I see it. But the points that he used to make that argument was they use insults. And when they use insults, it's bad that they use insults. No, they disagree with you, dog, and so they're going to insult you. And maybe that the left should use a stronger argument other than they use insults so they're bad. Yeah, no shit. Like, that's something that, yeah, no. Because they hurt your feelings, they're bad. That's not a good argument. That's not a good argument. But the other parts of his arguments were weak. But let's go.
Many instances of breadtubers using their audience as either a sword or a shield. For instance, they'll use them as a suitable defense against opposition, or to attack and harass those they deem irredeemable. My favorite example of the former is definitely the Balenciaga scandal, which I went over more in detail in my denims video. Basically, this fashion company posted some sus marketing photos, one showcasing a document relating to a CP court case, and other showing little girls holding teddy bears that have bondage on. YouTuber Shoeonhead was pretty much the figurehead of this controversy, calling out Balenciaga's actions and giving updates. Breadtubers that she deemed friends, being Xanderhall, Demon Mama, and Denims, called her out for this with very bizarre reasonings. They all tried downplaying the controversy, while at the same time insisting it would negatively affect the LGBTQ community. This had nothing to do with queer people, yet they for some reason insisted that this will give conservatives...
So that was a stupid argument, and I know where it actually came from. It came from that whole kink and pride stuff, and what a lot of these online streamers don't realize, as somebody who is, just to give you a background, First, I'm straight. I am a man that enjoys women. Like, I really enjoy women. That being aside, and I'm also somebody who may not be as vanilla as a lot of people claim to be. I maybe New York vanilla or French vanilla, but I know a little bit that may be in the realm of, you know, kink. Normal people don't just put that out everywhere. Normal people don't just like, oh yeah, we need to just walk out with gear everywhere. You know, we need to just be out and proud and loud with the like. No, that's you have no idea how many straight couples, you know, married couples are into like kinky stuff, but they don't put it out on Main and put it out on Front Street. That's not a personality. Kink is not a personality. But so many of these online streamers want to make it a personality. So many people that don't interact with just the normal part, the public, want to make that as a personality. It's not. It's just something that you do in the privacy of your own home. And yes, we have the streams that give you access to people's like real life. No, it doesn't. But like, yeah, you don't have to be. Oh yeah, like man, like no. And if you are not straight, it's still not a personality. It's something that you actually do. And so many of these online streamers forget that they need to win people over to their side and put out something that is openly, or put a point of view that is openly abhorrent to some people. You're not winning. And shaming people for saying like, no, we shouldn't have that out in public like that is not winning people over. All right, let's go.
Fodder to spread hate. They don't realize that they're the ones giving them fodder by even implying gay people have something to do with this.
Exactly.
So, Xanderhall says, Shoe-on-Head on her way to once again use her massive platform to provide the neo-Nazis in her audience with fodder they can use to justify the murder of gay people. But this time, one day after an anti-gay terror attack. By the way, fucking based Xanderhall. Can we get some motherfucking hypers in chat for Xanderhall having the balls and the spine and the giga chat energy to be a real trans ally? Because unironically, that's what it looks like. Xanderhall out here fucking spitting and showing you all how
being into kink has nothing to do with being trans. There are people that are cis that are into kink. It is not a personality type. It is not a requirement to be a trans. Oh my God. We know Demon Mama is stupid as shit. We just know that. But really? Let's go.
How it's done.
Calm down, dog. It's just a shitty Patrick Bateman meme. Basically, these people are waiting for a good opportunity to shit on Shoe-on-Head, as they don't like the fact that she goes after both sides in videos. They use their audiences, which are filled with lots of queer people, to attack someone else by manipulating them into thinking the scandal will negatively affect them in any way. Vosh would use a similar tactic earlier this year, when his special folder got leaked live on stream.
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
If you somehow don't know what he had on there, it was AI-generated images involving horses and little girls, doing some pretty disgusting things. When Ethan Klein and other YouTubers called him out for being a lolly enjoyer, he clapped back with this.
I like the part where he said this is a pedophile community. Yeah, did he say that with regards to there being a lot of transgenders here? Is that what he meant?
Now, this is true. A lot of these people online, this is why I've come to separate myself from a lot. Well, I was never really part of the community, but I look at with more discernment for these videos where it's just like, being gay doesn't mean that you go after children. I know, like, for real. Being bi doesn't mean that you go after children. Being trans doesn't mean that you go after children. Stop associating that with people in your community that's screwed up just so you won't alienate them. This is weird. This is like, and seriously, being straight doesn't preclude you from going after children. Being cis doesn't preclude you from going after children. It's not a requirement for being that different of sexuality or gender. It's these people, and especially with the online left, where they like, oh no, my community thinks it's base, so I need to do it. Like, no, dog, we need to have some. Hey, what did I see somebody say? That idiot Joe Lewis talking about we should abolish school. Wait, what? Really? You gonna say that? And it's just like, it's so much of this dumbness to fight the system. We need to fight the system that they end up looking like idiots or deviants. But let's continue.
Curious. It's not a pedo community because trans people are part of it. It's because parts of your audience are defending the fact that you're sexually attracted to kids, and have made numerous arguments for why CP should be legal.
So, there's pedophiles, right, who buy child pornography. Would you say they should not be held responsible for doing that?
Yes.
Really? Even though they're directly supporting child rape?
Yeah, I think it's hypocritical. If I because I bought my computer and the silicon in it was.
So we can go back now and watch this. Watch this, and it's just like, oh yeah. Now we know why you defending it, dog. Now we know why you defending it. It's like that old R. Kelly song when he's performing on stage. He's like, "Do you have your passport?" And you go back and realize, oh shit, he's probably because he's about to traffic some people. Like, for real. I'm going back and watching the Diddy parties. We talking about, yeah, first you need some water to get the women there because they drink water at parties. Then you need to turn up the heat because people get more free and heat, and then you need locks on the doors. All right, let's go.
Farmed in Africa by slaves. If I can do that, and that's legal, and no one's gonna call me out my shit, then yeah, I have to be consistent in that respect.
Nice false equivalency there, douchebag. The difference is that one product could be made ethically, while the other cannot. Vosh can make the excuse that he's debate-brained all he wants, but that folder and the loads of other evidence that he's into lolly proves that wrong. It's just gross how he automatically thinks an attack on his defenders is an overall attack on trans people. One of those defenders was Keffels, who in my opinion is way worse than Vosh. It would take too long to cover all the awful things she's done, so I'll summarize it as this. She kept changing the story about her doxing, lied about which website doxed her for more clout, raised $100,000 for a supposed legal case, and then wasted the money on vacation and streaming gear, knew about the grooming that went on in her Discord server, admitted to grooming minors, and promoted a site that sells homemade drugs to minors that has a lolly on the packaging.
And there were people that defended this. And like, for real, this is like, why would you defend this? Why would you defend that? Even if you were saying, well, I'm sticking up for, trans kids that parents don't let them transition when okay, that's fine. But the promotion of this, and I don't even agree with that. That's the weird part about it. But the promotion about this whole thing about, well, if they should be able to do this, they should be able to do that without even medical intervention. That's the whole thing. It wasn't even that, well, their parents may think that transness doesn't exist and they want them to be the... No, it was like, no, you do it on your own. You transition on your own, regardless of what it may actually be harmful to everybody. By the way, let's start making bathtub insulin. I know that was a Demon Mama thing, not a Keffels thing, but this is how fight the system that they are. They forget we have the Food and Drug Administration for a reason. You don't want to go to a time where we have numbers of people actually trying back alley stuff to get medical treatment. You don't want to go back to the time. But let's go.
When Mudahar released his video showcasing the evidence for all of this, Keffels used the ultimate trump card, transphobia. She spread this lie to her audience, stating that Muda used the wrong pronouns in the announcement tweet, and that the art in the thumbnail was transphobic.
Yeah, this was actually a weird one too. This is a weird one. Not only did Mudahar say she, Mudahar also used they them, which Keffels also used. Was the picture ugly? Yeah, that wasn't the only picture that he used that was an ugly version of a person. Like, okay, let's go.
These claims are retarded as all hell, but Keffel's diehard fans believed it and started going after Muda. They even made up conspiracy theories for how his wife is some sort of fascist right-winger. Late last year, Jake Doolittle released a hit piece of sorts on Ethan Klein, basically accusing him of faking a health scare for money. In reality, Ethan did legit think he had lupus, and was very open about it on stream. Jake did this under the guise of defending those in his audience who have chronic illnesses like himself. If he made things personal like that, he knew his audience would be more willing to go after Ethan and ruin his career in some way. This didn't end up happening, which I'll bring up later. But basically, Jake was once again using his Lyme disease to benefit himself financially. He also has a non-profit that sells branded merch. What the website doesn't tell you is that 90% of the profits from his overpriced junk goes to him. Only 10% goes to people in need. Jake had only admitted to this at the end of a few videos.
Also, if you feel like it, you can donate to the Never Stop Fund. 10% of all profits from the clothing brand go into the fund, so either way, you're helping people out.
If you're selling merch on a non-profit, you probably shouldn't be taking profits from it. Kinda scummy, dude. It's more clear now on the website, but still. Sorry about that tangent. Anyways, I want to give one more example of these guys weaponizing their audiences with malicious intent. The super mega drama. I won't get too detailed into this, because there's loads of other videos that do a good job at that. But basically, a bunch of YouTubers and streamers made statements accusing Matt Watson and Ryan McGee of some pretty awful things. Most of these statements were disproven, involving cheating and homophobia, but what stuck around a bit longer was the allegation spread by Lex Updog. She alleges that Matt and Ryan knowingly covered up her sexual assault by a channel artist, yet they showed evidence of her wanting to keep it private. Many of her other claims are also disproven, but Lex, her pal Nick is not green, and her boyfriend, Ethan is online, stayed stubborn. Throughout this drama, they pretty much used the topic of SA to motivate their audience to cancel Super Mega, even holding a live stream on Ethan's second channel to celebrate. This was pretty gross behavior, especially when Matt and Ryan's late friend Daniel was brought up. Lex alleged that the two would make jokes about his passing, which they denied. Even if they did, who cares? They're allowed to make jokes about their trauma. I mean, Ryan was the one who found his body.
The person making these claims never knew Daniel. They definitely were not a part of the group that experienced the trauma of losing him. And I think, honestly, it is disrespectful to bring him up as a weapon. I felt like he was just brought into the situation for drama's sake to try to hurt me or Matt or hurt our image. I have done enough shit to tarnish my image, but I will not stand by and let someone talk lies about the way I talked or treated my trauma in regards to Daniel.
Though fans of the trio didn't care, and left various nasty comments on his goodbye video, so much so that the comments had to be turned off. Only Nick would apologize for this, and Ethan and Lex would remain adamant that all their allegations are true.
So this was what I was talking about a little bit earlier about the whole Lex Updog stuff and all that other good stuff. Yeah, like, I want to actually kind of address this. As far as weaponizing the audience as a sword, I'm sorry, that's just not proven that they actually tell people to harass or, dox or dog or any of their people in their audience. First of all, the audience that they have, they couldn't openly be told to do that. Now, use their audience as a shield. Of course they do. But what happens is, and correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of these people that do that in their audience, they don't have to be told that. They are, I'll just say this. You don't have to have a weapon for your audience to be, you don't have to be seen as a weapon for your audience to attack other people for no good reason, because some people in their audience are just that, losers, and so they need to attack people to feel better. And that's what's happening with that situation. And again, these are some points that are intersect or parallel, and I don't know, it's just one of those things where a lot of these people are just sorry, I gotta stand up for a second. They're just losers. I hate to say it like that, but they are just losers. But let's continue. Let's go.
True. For someone who holds people super responsible for what they say, you truly are a hypocrite, Ethan.
And as a creator, spreading this kind of parasocial rhetoric and allowing it to be okay on your channel is not only irresponsible, but it's probably going to bite you in the ass one day.
But this isn't the only tactic these guys use to attack their opponents. They also love labeling them as full-blown extremists. 3. They dehumanize their opponents. breadtube being...
Alright, so this is a point where, just bringing it up, I will have to agree with more than anything. But let's go.
Filled with many on the far left view those of opposing viewpoints as inherently bad. even those who most wouldn't consider right-wing. Even the occasional left-wing personalities get called Nazis from time to time. They do this due to they're either with us or against us mentality, trying to draw a line between their side and everyone else. This instead alienates people and makes them more radical, which is not a good thing on either side of the political spectrum. I first brought this topic up in my Noah Samson video, as he loves to label his opponents as incels, red pillars, reactionaries, or fascists. An issue I have with this is that he doesn't properly define these terms, as he kind of throws them around all willy-nilly. I mean, there's this one video where he shows a cringy workout motivation video and describes it as this.
Like, I'm all for a little gym motivation, right? But why does it have to be a little bit fascist, you know? I don't know, seems not great.
Yeah, so, yeah, no, for real, something like this is so goddamn irritating. Because he's right. So many people on the left, and this is one of the things that I want to advocate as somebody who's a leftist person. Stop othering people. Stop acting like so many other people just want you unalived, and it's the whole group of these people that just want you to not be around anymore, be it verbal or not verbal, visual, or with resonance 6 feet under. Stop. This is not the whole group of conservatives. But so many people on the left have this issue where what does Hassan say? They either hogs or thumbs or whatever. If you want to reach that person, if you want to have your ideas spread, then learn how to talk to other people. You don't just go off like, you know what, you're a trash person, you're a trash being, and so you're all absolutely wrong. So you need to listen to my point and expect people to listen to your point. That's not how that works. Let's go.
What does showing fat people as lazy have to do with fascism? You can criticize that video without making it so political like that. Another breadtuber who unnecessarily used the term fascist is Big Joel, who made a video titled, "Conservative Comedy Destroyed My Life." In this video, he reviews a nostalgia critic video on the 1982 Pink Floyd film, The Wall. It's a pretty bad video, and I went over why in my worst YouTuber song list, but Joel's criticism of it is incredibly questionable. I mean, Doug himself is not political, and neither is this video really. Joel alludes to Doug being a liberal centrist, but then calls him reactionary as he dives into a contentious scene.
So yeah, that's actually weird. Say the nostalgia critic is cringe. Say the nostalgia critic is a centrist, actually leaning more left. But don't act as if they're not as far left as I am, then they're fascist. It's stupid. It is incredibly stupid, and it's escalating, and it makes you look like an idiot. It makes you look as an extremist. But let's go.
The scene being parodied alludes to fascism, while the parody itself is a pretty pretentious message about cancel culture, but it wasn't intended to spread any sort of political messaging. This doesn't stop Joel from saying this.
Doug looks at a film about a Nazi who screams about murdering Jews and says, "That guy's just like me. I'm gonna make a whole song about how much I love that guy." And that's not funny, at least not on purpose. It's sad.
Again, criticize the shitty video all you want, but you lost me when you tried to string together a political message out of it. Other breadtubers use similar tactics to create sort of a scapegoat for the opposition in order to discuss the criticism. During the Super Mega Drama, Nick would refer to his haters as Reddit debate dorks. The first time was indirectly in a separate video.
Today I'm wearing my scary shirt to make me look a lot more scary. There's too many Reddit debate bro dorks on this website trying to come after.
Wait, what? Because somebody disagree with you, they're Reddit debate bro, like debate perverts. This is like the weirdest thing. I can't address their points, so they're debate bros, or stop it. Stop it. Just say I can't address their points, or I need. Okay, all right, let's go.
After me every single day. So I thought I'd show him a little bit of what I'm made of. You know, do I look scary?
Sure, buddy. Anyways, he says something similar in an Instagram story, very clearly referencing Destiny, who began looking into the Super Mega Drama thanks to Turkey Tom.
Okay, so let's just see what it says. What should I yap about today on Green is not Nick? Have you seen what's going on your Reddit? Why are people so mad? A certain debate bros fan base has had aims on me for weeks. They will not move on to the next target. They'll move on to the next target in a month. The same people who try getting people banned for saying Yeah, I'm on Twitch, so I can't say that word. You know, here's the thing. Hot take. If you don't like racial slurs being used on you, maybe you shouldn't use racial slurs. If you think it's fair game, cool. Let's everybody use fair game. I don't think it should be fair game to start using racial slurs, so that's why I don't use them. Hot take, right? If I don't want to be called the N-word with a hard ER, maybe I don't start using the other word that starts with a C. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe that's a thing. Almost knocked down my PS5. Wow, okay, let's go.
Then we come to In Praise of Shadows, who I'll call Zane for the rest of the video. Surprised I really haven't discussed or talked about him on the channel yet, though to be fair, a lot of channels did. I did archive the original video, so you're welcome. Basically, this dude makes horror movie videos and made a really bad review of The Hills Have Eyes, where he compares the cannibals to American minorities. This basically sent him into a downward spiral, leading to the—
Yeah, no, that was straight up that was straight up the wrong thing. You want to seem woke, you want to seem accepting, you want to seem like not racist, but you literally said that if you white, you was specific thing. That's racism, dog. Also, comparing Native Americans to cannibals, that's not a good look, man. That's not a good look whatsoever. I know, weird, because I don't know. I think we've seen that song before, but let's go.
Video, Bad Conservative Horror Movies. Most of this video has nothing to do with the title, and is mainly a response to the hate he gets, along with being a hit piece against a bunch of YouTubers he has a hate boner for. The main one being Wendigoon, who he describes as a fascist bootlicker.
Claiming to be very against the government and for the rights of the people, while at the same time giving a warm embrace to one of the biggest fascist bootlickers on the internet. And the only thing that one could reasonably gather from this picture of them hugging is that he too is a fascist bootlicker himself.
Dude, Donut Operator is a former cop, who occasionally criticizes other cops. What are you on about? A lot of this segment is just Zane trying to label all of Wendigoon's friends as right-wing fascists, despite most of them not being political at all. They just like guns, and Wendigoon himself is Christian. One of the only political YouTubers he mentions is Shu, who Zane refers to as this.
He is publicly friends with Shoe on Head, who is a conservative masquerading as a leftist, who has built a career off of lazy anti-woke content, complaining about SJWs, who says stuff like, Karl Marx rising from the grave finding out his movement has been taken over by fat, ugly, mentally ill losers.
Yeah, Shu is on a secret—
I mean, like, I don't know. And the fact is that there's a reason why he didn't read the full tweet. There are literally people that feel like, oh no, if you take care of yourself, then you're being fascist. As somebody who literally has a terminal health conditions as diagnosis right now, the reason why I didn't take care of myself, because I was working and I was doing stuff like raising a kid or working or being tired from work, literally. And when I did have the time to actually exercise, I did it. Or I had to eat crappy food because that's what was cheap. Say that. Oh, you're trying to be healthy, so that's being fast. It's like, no. Being lazy and lay down in bed all day, that's not being free or socialist. That's being lazy and laying down in bed all day. Say you have a health condition. Say that, say I have issues where I can't do it. But to sit back and say, oh, you want to be healthy, that's fascism? No. Oh my God, let's go.
From the grave finding out his movement has been taken over by fat, ugly, mentally ill losers.
Yeah, she was not a secret conservative. She voted for Bernie Sanders. Lobbying these pretty average people as right-wing extremists is pretty hilarious, as this dude is an actual extremist. I mean, at one point he claims that Wendigoon shouldn't be allowed in public, due to the beliefs Zane described him.
I care deeply about horror, and everything that he does has demonstrated so far in his career that he should not be welcomed in our spaces, or even, just in public in general.
He also accuses Wendigo of being racist, strictly because of the area he lives in.
Deep Appalachia is very white country, and for the most part, is exceptionally racist. Genuinely in this part of the country, you have to assume that any white person you meet is racist unless they show you otherwise.
So here's the thing. That's not cool at all. It's not cool at all. Because if somebody started labeling black people that way, it is a problem. I would personally have a problem if they start labeling, the black people that live in this part of the country, they're criminals. Have a better insult. Have a better take. Have at least a reason why somebody is racist besides them being white. I'm sorry. Just like have better. Have better information. Have better reasons. Say, oh, it's not too many black people that live in this part of the country, so they're not used to being around black people, so they're more susceptible to, the stereotypes that is guilty among everybody who's not a part of that specific group. Have that. But say, nope, if you meet a black or a white person, until they prove it, they're racist. That's stupid. That is incredibly limited, incredibly one-sided, and that is racist. Am I saying that there aren't people that are racist in that part of the country? I'm not saying that. Yes, we know that there are racist people in that part of the country. But don't just say, well, because they're white, they just have, ingrained sin in them to be racist. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Because one, you're going to people like, you know what? If you're going to say that, then fuck you. I'm going to be that. Then you have the other people that's like, well, I have a black friend. And that just sounds cringy and yeah, exactly. Stop doing that. That is a problem. But let's go.
What would I call someone who judges another person based on skin color? Oh, I know. Racism. Good job, Zane. Glad it's people like you determining who's racist. Now, I really didn't see any other breadtubers defending this dude, as this video was bad, even for their standards. Though these guys produce similarly bad faith videos, it's just never this blatant. Noah Sampson recently talked about Zane, mentioning that was just weird.
So in case you couldn't tell by the footage he's showing on the screen, this guy's referencing, it seems like In Praise of Shadow's video about Wendigoon, if anyone's familiar with that. My audience might not be, but pretty weird video. Pretty weird and bad video. I like that guy's videos otherwise. That was just a really weird video.
I guarantee you Noah's downplaying it, because his exposed videos are just as poorly done. I mean, his Cheeto video basically painted him as a terrorist for reacting to something from libs at TikTok. He also accused Patient Xena of creating a right-wing pipeline, for not thinking racism wasn't the only reason people didn't like the Little Mermaid remake, and has made numerous attempts at dunking on Think Before You Sleep for being far right and doing bad research.
I mean, like, Think Before You Sleep, when you actually look into his channel and actually watch the videos, and I know I just said a lot of these people don't watch the videos. They actually, just take what their favorite YouTuber or streamer says and just runs with it. That goes back to my point that they don't have to weaponize their audience by telling them go attack this. They just paint them in that. And as somebody who actually responds to the video, the full video, when I can, yeah, it's kind of weird. But let's go.
These usually never work for him, and he even deleted the Patient Xena video earlier this year. They do this because at the end of the day, breadtubers are only really looking to make their political team look good, not having nuanced or interesting discussions, which leads us to our next point. 4. They treat everything as team sports. A lot of the—
Alright, I'm gonna have to do this later, guys. I'm a little bit tired. I need to go run some errands, but yeah, no, this is great. This is fun. I just can't finish watching this video. And not because it's a poorly bad video, because there's a lot of these criticisms I have, either in kind or the same criticism, but it's, what my problem is, my stance is. Maybe we'll pick this up later. Anyway, we're going to cut this video segment here. I want to say thank you to all my Patreon supporters and my Twitch subscribers. Join the Guardians, become a member, or become a subscriber on YouTube, Patreon, and help support the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and the next one should be popping up on your screen. Subscribe, and if you haven't checked it out and want to help out the channel, check out my Patreon. Thanks.